Hello, Alex here to say, how's it going? What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about faith and how to keep it when you don't feel the gods with you, and like how hard that can be, because it can be pretty difficult, especially if your relationship with the gods is pretty intense, especially like in the beginning, or like just like you're at a period, or you had a period where your relationship with the gods was very like intense, lots of communication. You could feel their energy with you. You were having a lot of those experiences, and I think it's safe to say that that is less common in working with the gods than the latter. It's more common to not get a response immediately, or like feel their energy with you, or have like back and forth communication all the time. It's more common to not have that, and that is can be really really hard to accept. But it's something that if you accept it early on, it'll help you in the long run with um, accepting it, and not and feeling less bad when you are having those moments. Like I know a lot of people who work with Apollo, they experience a lot less activity from him in like the winter months, because the sun isn't really out, and so his power is pretty like is diminished, if you will. And so a lot of people will have a lot less communication with him, a lot less experiences with him, and that can be really really hard. But it's something that you have to accept. But just because you aren't communicating with the gods doesn't mean that they aren't listening, or just because they aren't communicating with you doesn't mean they aren't listening. And so I think when you are having going through those moments of I don't even know if they're listening to me, or I haven't talked to them or they haven't talked to me in months, I would still encourage you to write to them, pray to them, talk to them, tell them about how your day was. Sure, they may not respond, but they are listening to you. And if you were to stop talking to them, that could negatively affect your relationship for when they do come back. I saw this Tumblr post that was like, the gods aren't going to be like holding your hand through every part of your journey, because like they need to let you do things on your own. Um, it was compared to like a parent watching their kid learn how to ride the bike. Like they'll be watching to make sure that their child is okay, and they'll step in if it gets really bad. They'll step in if they need to give band-aids or whatever, because we fell and we scraped ourselves. But they aren't going to be holding the bike for you. They aren't going to be doing everything with you every step of the way, because that you're not going to grow if they're doing everything for you. And that is a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth. um, and it's I think you should look at it as a good thing, because it can really show you how strong you are. Like, yes, I can do this on my own. I don't need somebody to help me. I'm independent. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't ask for help. You can still ask for help. The gods do listen to you, and usually when you think when you are rejecting help the most is when you need it the most. Like if you're in a really really dark place and you're really retracting yourself from the gods, you are in a place where that you need them the most. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't take a break from worship. If you are exhausted with worship, you should take a break. There's nothing wrong with that. The gods aren't going to be angry with you if you take a break, and they're going to be there for when you come back. But this is more so on the topic of they aren't going to be holding your hand, but they're still around. They're still watching you. They're still taking care of you, and you should still hold that love for them. And that's the thing with faith, is that you have it through really hard times where you question if this is for you. And it's good to question your faith. It's healthy. And this video is just a reminder that if you're going through a hard time, continue to communicate with the gods. And if you aren't hearing a lot from them, know that they are there for you. They just are, they're standing by with the band-aids. They're keeping an eye on you, but they know you're strong enough to handle what you're going through.